What's up guys, the Lazy Goldmaker here. Today we are going to talk about the upcoming Phase 3 of Myths of Pandaria and how you can get the best possible start for it. Now I'm logged in on my rogue, and that's no surprise or no coincidence, I should say, because this is my blacksmith, and this is the most important thing to do day 1 of Myths of Pandaria, of Phase 3. You want to run your blacksmiths straight onto the Isle of Thunder quest line. Hopefully it's level 90 already. Start the quest line for Isle of Thunder, unlock it, go in there, and do the quests until you unlock the Lightning Steel Forge, and you can start crafting Lightning Steel ingots. This is the main new recipe you need to get, and it's going to gate all of the new blacksmithing recipes, including the weapons, and it's just really, really important to not miss a day on those. So that is like your number 1 priority if you have any blacksmiths. And as I've talked about before, with how Phase 3 works, it's actually not a bad idea to have multiple blacksmiths. But obviously, I'm not going to necessarily tell you to go level them right now. But if you have set them up already, then definitely make sure you're ready to craft lightning steel ingots on all of them as soon as possible. Now, the next thing you want to do after that is to just get log through all of your characters and do all of your daily cooldowns. And that's most important for the tailors and the leather workers. Make sure you do your Magnificence of Leather and your Imperial Silk so that you start unlocking the new recipes. There's a ton of new recipes coming, including PvP gear and PvE recipes. And PvP recipes, they sell really, really quickly. They're going to be a little bit more expensive because they take more materials, and they're going to be harder to unlock because you can't just get all of them for Spirits of Harmony. So all of that combined means that they are going to see a lot more value than what we've seen in the past, or at least that's what I'm expecting. And then on top of that, obviously you have the PvE recipes that require the haunting spirits from the raid as well. So if you unlock any of the PvE recipes earlier, then you should absolutely pay attention to the auction house. You need to be checking and monitoring the price of the haunting spirits, and see when or if they get cheap enough that you can consider doing them. So obviously I'm expecting them to be quite expensive early on and to not really be viable for someone who's just crafting by themselves. I believe that they're mostly going to go to the guilds. But you need to pay attention, because if they are cheap enough, or if the item is showing a sufficient profit and you have the gold, then absolutely go for it, because there are going to be very, very few people that have that specific recipe early on. So if you can get the cheapest haunting spirits, then you can go for it. But if you do, you have to sell your item fast. Like, you have to sit in trade chat, you have to sit on the auction house, you have to camp and make sure you get rid of it, because the haunting spirits are obviously going to go down in price as we go along. There's no question they're going to trend downwards as we head into the patch. They're going to start quite high as people aren't disenchanting too much gear, and then eventually they will get cheaper and cheaper. Outside of the new recipes, obviously we get a new raid, which means that people are going to be playing the game more. They are going to need more consumables. They're going to need more enchants. And you should 100% be there and be ready to support them. So in particular, after the raid releases, be ready to sell enchants and sell gems. So you should consider stocking up. Just have a reasonable stockpile, and the same is true for consumables. People are going to be eating a lot more food. They're going to be dying more, so they're going to need more food. They're going to be dying more and having more fast pulls, so they're going to use more potions. They're going to have longer raid times because they're going to use all of their raid times instead of just clearing the raid in a night. So they're going to use more flasks. So along all of these axes, we're going to see more sales. And you should definitely be ready to take advantage of that and just have... I'm not going to tell you to like fill a guild bank or fill a bank completely chock full of consumables, but have a reasonable amount stocked up before the raid opens so that you can take advantage of the first couple of weeks. And you don't have to buy materials at whatever the price is going to be after the raid. Not because it's guaranteed to not be profitable, but because you don't know how the prices are going to be. So if you have some stock, then you are just ready to take advantage of any market situation that can happen. So that's the main thing to see, I think by far the most important thing is to unlock the new recipes and start crafting the new items you unlock and keeping them up on the auction house, because very early on, like the first week or two, it's going to be a lot less competition for all of the new gear pieces than what we will have eventually. So if you can get some nice profit out of your first recipes when you get them, that is going to be really, really nice. And then after that, it's just going to be business as usual, crafting useful armor, crafting useful consumables, crafting useful enchants, and going to town. So yeah, that's it for phase 3. Thanks for watching.